Make sure I'm sound check. All right, everybody. I am back, and we are continuing exactly where we left off a few minutes ago, or a little while ago. Um, yeah, we're gonna continue this.
But that it's maybe. But that. Oh, I got it. See you later.
Okay, I was escaping.
That's where the break in the cable. That needs some electricity. If I touched that, I might be able to bypass the cable, but my hands would be toast. Hello? Could you come in here, please?
What do you want?
Can I get something to eat?
You'll get your food when I decide it's time.
But I'm hungry now.
It's mine to decide.
Bummer. And here I am, always bringing someone something to eat. What's it like being a cannibal?
What do you want to know?
What do you ladies do all day?
The Queen told us not to talk to strangers about that, but to be honest, it's exhausting. Ever since the Queen organized us, we've constantly had to do sprints.
I hate sprinting too.
Everything has to be agile.
You girls look pretty limber to me.
No, I'm talking about scrum.
Scum?
No, it's the way we work.
Let's talk about something else. I always get so tired when people talk about work.
Get a job. If you're a man, you wouldn't be able to handle the job anyway.
What does guard duty entail?
You guard things.
You have to patrol and inspect things regularly. Maybe you should do a cell inspection.
Why?
I could be planning an escape.
You? No one's ever broken out of this cell.
The little guy is in bad shape.
That's nothing new. He's totally sick. In every way imaginable. He tells me about how great the sex is when you have an out-of-body experience.
I mean, how is that even possible?
I don't want to find out.
I'm bored.
Me too.
Me
too.
Could you bring us a board game?
What is a board game?
You have a board on which you move pieces around. Don't you have any of those here?
Can you eat the pieces?
No.
Then we don't have them.
Out or my God will send a storm to destroy the island.
God would never do that. She gave us this island. An island where we can just be ourselves. Where men still have their place.
I really don't want to know where that is. Oh, nothing. I can't reach that from here. Unfortunately, it won't open. The cannibal guards are talking outside, but I can't hear what they're saying this way. I can see out the window. The cannibal guards are talking outside, but I can't hear what they're saying this way. I can't really see that from here. I can't reach that. What a waste of sexual opportunity. I wonder if it belonged to the Sister Superior. Somehow, she seemed a little cold.
Okay.
Must have been one hell of a diet. Must have been one... Pretty good back scratcher, too, to be honest. Those two... Those can't be... That won't help. When my arm's not long enough, there's nothing better than an extension. Hey, I need your help.
I'm sorry, sir, but I can't reach your pants right now.
That's not what I mean. Can you reach that cable?
Ooh, Master Larry. Electrical shocks. How wicked. And here at first, I thought you were boring. Should I attach the ends of the cable to my nipples?
All you have to do is hold it.
Fine, then.
See you later. Those two things... That's fine. That won't... Better. Let's give it a try. It looks pretty old and run down. It won't conduct electricity in this condition. Those two things... That's fine. That needs some electricity. Unfortunately, the cannibal guard... I can see out the cannibal... I can't reach... That won't help. I can't reach that from here. There are two breaks in the cable. It looks pretty old and... See you. Hello? Could you come in here?
What do you want?
What are you two talking about out there?
Did you eavesdrop on us?
No, I wasn't sure what you were saying. That's why I was asking.
That's none of your business. You're our prisoner, and I'm not even supposed to talk to you. Me too.
Can you bring...
What is a...
You have... Don't you have...
Can you eat?
No!
Then we don't...
Can I...
You'll get...
But I'm hungry.
It's my...
Bummer. Oh, no.
Hmm.
Pretty good back scratcher, too, to be honest. I think they're both identical. And information, here's some lots of array. It seems, I don't... Vodka Preshnu. Looks old. A gold hotel membership card. It says it allows me to access it. Better not. That's fine. That... Better. That's fine. That... Better. That... Better. That's fine. That... Better. Good idea, but... Those can't be... That won't happen. Good idea. Those can't... Pie? Did you...
Don't.
Oh, pie. I can't really... When my arm's not long... I can't... But seriously...
But that's... It's just...
Me?
But that...
Oh, I got...
Ugh.
Hey,
I'm so...
that's... Can you read?
I'm...
Damn it. What was that about?
What? Okay, but I...
But
What? But that... It's...
Me?
But that...
Okay, I got...
Ugh.
See you later. When my arm's not... There's a piece of cable missing. Looks pretty... Looks... I can't... Looks pretty old. I can't reach... Those two things... That's fine. That won't... Better. That's... that... better. That's...
Oh, so you like...
not a...
That doesn't...
I don't think so. I don't...
Oh, so you...
I could use that to hear stuff. There are 2 of those cannibal girls on guard duty out there.
But it's just a phase. I think all of us go through it. It'll pass. But I'm just curious. What is it about men that you're so interested in? They're useless. I've never seen one naked. Yes, you have. I mean, not all charred and wrinkled. You'd be better off focusing on your job. Otherwise, the queen's gonna be so angry again. Yeah, you're right. And don't forget to update the scrum board after your shift. I won't. See you later.
Interesting. There's a piece of cable. If I touch that, I might be able to... bypass the cable, but... that won't happen. Better not. Hello? Could you come in?
What do you want?
I heard that you'd like to see a non-barbecued man naked.
Well, we don't get a lot of that around here, and when we do, it's never for long.
We could change that.
Tell me, are you a typical man?
Well, to be honest, I'm above average.
Really? Well, that does make me a little curious. Okay, show me.
You sure don't waste any time.
My shift's almost over. Do it. Okay, at least it's not charred, but it's still all wrinkled.
He's asleep right now.
Then I'd better let him sleep.
Oh.
You have to touch it. You should see what happens then. Oh, good grief.
You stay out of this. Well, he's not entirely wrong.
But now I've seen an original. Thanks.
Always happy to help, especially when you don't get sued.
Reminds me of your food.
Now I really want some food.
Well, it's not feeding time yet. But since you showed me yours, now I'll show you mine.
Really?
Hold on a second.
That does look very, appetizing.
At least a lot more appetizing than the other one. No matter what we do with that little guy, he just doesn't gain weight. Or maybe it just takes longer.
My bodily fluids are always in full flow, my good woman.
Ugh.
Talk about having a sad sausage. It fits perfectly. That needs some electricity. Let's give it a try. Hey, that can...
And should I...
See ya. Let's give it a try. We did it, Pi. Let's go. We can finally escape this island.
Are you just going to leave the little guy behind?
We'll do whatever we can to save him.
That's the Larry I know.
Leaving so soon, Master Larry? I would have thought you would have appreciated the company of these lovely ladies. And here I was hoping that we would get to know each other much better, much more intimately.
But now that I think about it, we can leave him here.
If you're resourceful enough to break out of this very well-guarded prison, with your help, I might even be able to locate that cavern of cosmic cognition. We could experience the pleasures there together. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
I'm not so sure.
Well, if you want to learn more, check out my hotel room, number 69, where you can find a file I compiled. It contains everything I found out about it.
I'll think about it. Keep a stiff upper lip.
That too.
Whew, we got away. And nobody has to eat anyone.
Swingle is still there?
Oh, he'll take care of himself. But what do we do now? Faith has lost her memory. She can't even remember me.
Now, think about how we can change that, Larry.
Think sharp, Larry. Think sharp. Give it to her good.
Larry, you should do something she doesn't want to forget again right away. You just learned something from Swingle.
His zippers distracted me.
The thing about the cave.
What cave?
Larry, he said that there is a cavern of cosmic cognition on the archipelago. Whoever enters it gains a deeper knowledge of themselves.
I've known everything there is to know about myself for a long time.
Not you, Faith.
Oh, right.
Whether that has anything to do with the pleasures that little perv is looking for remains to be seen. But maybe this cave does contain some powers that can help Faith learn about herself. And maybe then she'll remember.
Sometimes I feel like you do all my thinking for me, and I like that.
So now you have to locate the cave and open it.
Yes?
And then find a way to get Faith there.
Yes?
And then...
I know, Buy her flowers.
No, Larry. If the legend is true, she'll remember everything.
It all sounds almost too simple. Okay, let's get back to Kahlua. We should look for that file in Swingle's suite.
Headquarters, come in, please.
No! I said that's lube! It doesn't go in your mouth! It goes, spit that back out! Yamai! What's up, baby?
Have you found out anything about this Larry guy yet?
Hold on tight, Yanmai. He used to work for Prune.
What?
We found him in the personnel records. He was a stripper intern.
Unbelievable. That must have been a cover identity. So he already infiltrated Prune, where he probably stole all the company's secrets. But on whose behalf? Who are you working for, Larry?
He's clearly a threat. Maybe you should eliminate him, just to be on the safe side.
No, we can't lose sight of our goal. Faith. If he managed to infiltrate Prune, he might be able to figure out a way to get Faith her memory back. That's the only way we can find out where the algorithm is.
Right! You have my complete trust and my best torture knife. But wash it thoroughly before you bring it back. It's a family heirloom.
Understood.
I should see how the secret project is going. Hopefully, there have been some results. I'm under pressure all the way up to here. Sorry, my darling. My favorite engineer, my genius. How are the tests going?
Well, to be honest, not as well as I hoped. The motor skills aren't fully developed yet, and the AI doesn't work well enough.
And the sex routines?
They belong to the motor skills.
Fortunately, our test subjects all signed indemnification contracts, protecting us from any injury-based lawsuits.
Faith's algorithm would make everything so much simpler.
It can't be long now, Nari. Once we have the self-learning routine, it will run exactly the same way, by itself. But we can't waste any time. We have to announce our product.
I don't think that's advisable.
Yes, it is, Nari. Something is brewing in New Lost Wages. I feel it. Okay, I feel an itching in my quads too, but that's got nothing to do with this. At any rate, we have to be one step ahead of everyone else. Soon, we will reveal to the world the Piebot!
So, yeah, this definitely looks like Swingle's room to me. He's certainly made himself comfortable here. Don't you think so, Pi?
Please just find that file and let's get out of here.
Discreet and versatile. Cute! Strange nub. They don't look like they've been used, but I'll play it safe and keep my hands off them. I can't take those with me. That seems to be some sort of size scale. Those two... At least Swingle has a change of clothes. I wouldn't fit into that, hopefully. Why is it called a ball gag? I mean, it's not even funny. I know I'm not supposed to pull left. Ah, now I remember why I didn't want to do that anymore. Pretty handy when you can just take one of these things off again. I like my leisure suit much better. I'm not touching that. Maybe it's just...
Sure, Larry. Why else would there be a zipper across the mouth?
for the air hose. Totally logical. It's a phone. The court... Okay, what should I dial? I'm gonna dial K even if it doesn't work. Hi, I'd like to complain about a bug. Oh, wrong number. Hi, I'd like to complain about a bug. Oh, wrong number. That number's easy to remember. Sacrilege. No, I don't need that. Hello, Dr. Shu? There's no one there. No answer. No answer. Kahlua doesn't have police. Scandal. I'd better not. No answer. No answer. Now I have 108 minutes of peace and quiet again. Yeah, man. It would take me too long to type that in. No answer. Locked, and there's no way to enter a code or anything. I like beavers. That won't help. Good idea. Those can't. That won't. 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 Good idea. Those can't. That seems to be... seems to be... I can't take those with... We can't leave yet.
Please just find that file and...
I can't break it open with... I can't break... I can't... I can't... I can't break... I can't break... That's fine. That... Better. That's... That... I can't take... Soft. They don't look like... They don't look... Make sure for the air hose. We can't...
Please just...
Better not. Those... I can't take those with me. Locked, and there's... Locked. Locked. I'll put all the toys back in there before I close the door. Okay, what should I... That unlocked the safe. I'm curious to see what's in Swingle. Look at this pie. This must be the file Swingle was talking about. Ah, it's kind of sticky.
Only touch it with your fingertips. I don't want to even think about the diseases you could catch from that. Let me scan it for you instead. I'll put it all in my database so I can give you the information whenever you need it. Just don't hold me too close. Ew.
Okay.
There. I got it all.
What exactly is in the file?
Swingle has been very busy indeed. These are copies of historical documents from the crew that discovered the archipelago. Diary entries and letters, the captain's logbook, some pretty confused notes, and Swingle has also entered some notes of his own. The ship's crew actually entered this cavern of cosmic cognition that Swingle mentioned. To open it, they needed a keystone, which they found. At that point, the records become a little muddled. It seems they learned a lot about themselves, but for some of them, it wasn't very nice. What they learned led them to break the keystone into 4 pieces. Captain Muffington, Regibald Cockburn, Lady Gobbledick, and the Marquis de Carnard, they each kept 1 piece. They concealed the route to the cave so that no one would ever enter it again.
This sounds like a job for Larry Laffer. What happened to them?
They all died under mysterious circumstances.
Tell me about the captain.
Muffington first settled on one of the islands, which to this day bears his name. But whatever he learned about himself in that cave, one night, he couldn't take it anymore. He tried to sail the Unsatisfied out of the archipelago with a small crew, but huge waves smashed his ship against the rocks. One of them was the legendary Phallus Rock, which is still worshipped today as a symbol of fertility.
So his part of the keystone probably sank there with him.
Probably.
What do you know about Cockburn?
Regibald Cockburn started a family with Lady Gobbledick. Oh, that's interesting. His daughter later took the name Marley.
Wait, that's Bobby's name too. I should ask her about that. So Cockburn lived happily ever after?
He died of a broken hip from sex addiction.
Just what I said. Oh, what a life.
Were you listening to me?
You're making it sound like sex addiction is a bad thing.
Whatever. Anyway, he was buried on Muffington Island.
Probably with his keystone. What happened to Lady Gobbledick?
She mysteriously suffocated. Not much information is available about her, except that she lived with Cockburn. Here's another one of his diary entries. My beloved Lady Gobbledick's grave must never be found by anyone. The dark truth must never be revealed. Only I know the way to her grave. It begins on, the entry ends there. It appears the second page is missing.
I have to find that second page to get to Lady Gobbledick's grave and find out more about her keystone. What happened to the Marquis?
The Marquis couldn't cope with what he learned about himself in the cave. He threw himself into the Kahlua volcano.
Oops. That means there's no trace of his keystone, and it may have melted along with him.
But you could go to the volcano and look for clues.
Okay, so I have 4 keystones to find, and of course to locate the Cavern of Cosmic Cognition itself. Is there any information in that file that points to where I can find it?
A number of things point towards Kofuku Island. Swingle has even entered some coordinates where he believes the cave might be. But even if you find the cave and all 4 parts of the keystone, you still have a problem.
I have to marry the mayor's daughter?
No. You have to get Faith to go with you into that cave.
You mean I have to trick the dangerous armed cannibal lesbians to get an audience with their queen who has amnesia and wants to roast me?
Exactly.
As good as done.
And, Larry, I don't know if this is even a good idea. What those people learned about themselves in the cave back then, it drove some of them crazy. Who knows what could happen to Faith in that cave? Or to you. Cosmic knowledge, self-knowledge, endless pleasures. That cave could be dangerous, too.
We have no choice, Pi. Faith is confused and has memory loss. Maybe the cave will give her mind a nudge in the right direction. And if it somehow turns me into a sex-craved pervert at the same time, then...
Nothing will have changed.
Hey! I was going to say, then I'll just have to live with it.
Until you die of a broken hip or throw yourself into a volcano.
This is starting to make my head hurt, Pi.
Don't worry, I entered it all in your app.
What a blowhard. Not right at the moment. More in general. That's the information he collected, and he drew penises all around the edges. He doesn't have a lot of breath. It's one of Swingle's. That won't help. Good idea. And?
You look like you want to explore my love cave again. Then again, you always look like that.
So that's a yes?
That's a no. Thanks. But I'm satisfied for the moment.
But I'm not.
Your problem.
Regibald Cockburn is your ancestor?
That's true. How did you find out about that?
He carries his brains in his pocket, sister.
Yeah, he does. Regibald was not exactly the climax of my family tree.
The stone downstairs in the lobby was his?
Yeah.
Larry, that must be one of the keystones.
Can I have the stone from the lobby? It's really pretty.
The only way I'd let it out of my hands is if I were to get another memento of Regibald Cockburn. Like maybe his legendary signet ring. It's supposed to have some truly extraordinary powers.
Is there anything else you can tell me about Regibald Cockburn?
There hasn't been that much written or recorded about him. He was deeply in love with Lady Gobbledick and led an uneventful life. I once tried to promote his alleged motto as a slogan for Kahlua, but the resonance wasn't there, so I gave it up.
What was it then?
If it moves, you can screw it.
Nice motto, but a bad slogan.
Exactly.
Where can I find the Cavern of Cosmic Cognition?
Nobody knows for sure. According to legend, somewhere on Gafuku Island. I used to drag tourists there to show them the remains of the advanced civilization. The stone heads. They weren't particularly impressed. That's why I don't bother anymore.
But if there are traces of an advanced civilization there...
I call it advanced civilization because that's all we have here. It looks to me like some people who couldn't tolerate the native mushrooms washed up here a long time ago and built strange things. And the founding fathers weren't here of their own free will either, but were shipwrecked here instead.
Somehow a lot of people have ended up in this archipelago that way.
There are still some of the guys who came here for the festival near the cave on Gafuku. I mean, why not? As long as they don't break anything.
From a purely commercial standpoint, that makes sense.
That's what I said. Of course, I make sure not too many people disappear. Nobody here wants any news of that to get out. Nobody.
I get it already. Did you know that there are female cannibals here?
Of course.
And that doesn't frighten you?
Of course. I mean, I make sure that they don't abduct any guests who are particularly well off. But say, if someone is clearly way behind on their payments.
But aren't tightwads usually tough?
I'm not eating them myself.
Well, you certainly made a meal out of me.
Of course, I make sure not too many people disappear. Nobody here wants any news of that to get out. Nobody.
I get it already. Is the volcano still active?
It's actually quite active. That's why nobody goes there. Of course, there are always a few crazy adventurers who see that as a tough challenge. But then, that's the lava's problem, not mine.
Where's there an island around here with a particularly dangerous reef?
If I tell you that, will you feel impelled to go there?
Maybe.
With your so-called raft? Then it's better I don't tell you, or I'll have you on my conscience.
I'm leaving now, and maybe another woman will want to have sex with me.
If she doesn't have anything better to do. If she doesn't...
That's fine. That... better not.
Larry, Swingle had also collected some interesting information about this island.
I have to admit, I am curious.
Gofuku Island holds traces of a lost civilization. Swingle suspected that this cavern of cosmic cognition is located here somewhere.
Good to know.
However, this is also the island with all the death traps left behind by an ancient civilization.
Oh. It's a pretty orchid. I've never seen a mushroom like that before. Maybe you can even eat it.
And maybe you'll start to glow from within.
I wouldn't mind. That's not the kind of bush I like. That's fine. Nothing happened. That huge rock.
But we can't get away from here.
I know. I feel the same way you do, in case you haven't noticed. We can't just play LARP anyway.
And how are we supposed to do that without a game master?
We just make it up ourselves?
Have you ever made anything up yourself?
No. But being a game master can't be that hard.
You also said making a computer game wasn't hard.
Hey, and nobody told me you need an engine for that. And it was the publisher's fault anyway.
We didn't have one.
But they would have screwed everything up if we had found one.
Whatever. We need a game master. And game masters don't just fall from the heavens. Besides, can't even enter the ruins.
We could play right here.
No, there's not enough atmosphere.
You know what? I've had enough. Yeah, we're out of here.
Hey, what are you two doing here? Are you selling pie phones in the jungle now? And did they make you wear those clothes?
Oh, damn, Finley. It's that weirdo from New Lost Wages.
Don't move, Kyle. Maybe he won't notice us.
I'm already talking to you.
Damn, it didn't work.
What are you doing here on the island?
We came here for the Galactic Festival. It was supposed to be a one-of-a-kind event. Galactic creatures, lots of action and music. They promised that nothing would be impossible.
And...
Yeah, Loads of stars were supposed to be here.
They weren't.
Total flop. No stars. We almost drowned.
And then there was the storm.
All a total waste. But we found a few like-minded people here and we thought, huh, let's do a LARP.
I have no idea what a LARP is.
A live-action role-playing game. We slip into the roles of characters with whom we can identify.
Or who are completely different from ourselves.
And then we immerse ourselves completely in a world of fantasy. For a while.
Doesn't sound half bad.
But it all depends on the quality of the Game Master. They lead us through the fantasy world, and if they can't do that...
Unfortunately, we don't have one at the moment.
How does that LARP thing of yours work?
We experience the wildest adventures in a world of fantasy. Each of us slips into a role, and the Game Master tells us what we experience.
That's it?
It's harder than it sounds.
A game master has to know exactly what they're doing.
Otherwise, it gets really boring.
What are you doing here on the island?
It was glad.
And
yeah.
they
Total.
And
but
I know my way around LARPs.
well, of course, it's pretty obvious that you're doing one of your own about that old dance film.
Hey, I could be your game master.
Who? You?
you don't look the type.
You have no idea just how much imagination I really have.
You just have to have enough for each of us here.
Of course.
But we also want to play in a location that's just perfect for us.
What do you have in mind?
We want to be heroes and tackle deadly traps.
The more dangerous, the better.
You know anywhere like that?
I have to find the perfect location for the LARP first.
Well, let us know when you find it.
How come there aren't any women in your LARP?
They're just not interested in that sort of thing.
None of them wanted us to save them. We would have chained them up so nicely. They wouldn't even have had to say anything. Just sit there and look pretty. Like that was too much to ask.
Now, we have to leave it all to our imaginations.
Oh, I had to handle it that way myself when I was young.
I'm 29.
I have to get going. His outfit looks like he's from the 80s. That must be embarrassing. Hi, I'm Larry Laffer, and you look like... a time traveler.
What? What on earth gave you that idea? I'm a janitor.
Now, that would have been my next guess.
I'm Will Comply.
Interesting name you have there.
You can thank my parents for that.
What were their names?
Reese and Eve.
So what do you do as a janitor?
You know, cleaning services.
Do you work at a school or something?
No way! I'm a freelance janitor. If the dirt gets bad and you just don't know, who you gonna call?
You?
You know it! Will Comply gets everything clean. I can yell at school children, tenants, or employers too if that's what the client wants. Costs extra though.
How'd you end up here?
I was looking for a new professional challenge, so this Galactic Festival came along at the perfect time. So I thought, hey, why not apply in the corresponding costume? So I made this one myself, got the job, and, well, I'm sure you saw how that turned out. Now I don't know how to get back to New Lost Wages, and somehow I ended up with these guys. They told me that they needed more players for their LARP. I've never done anything like that before. But I'm flexible.
And in this LARP, you are what?
An intergalactic janitor, of course.
Isn't that a little unimaginative? Isn't a LARP about slipping into completely different roles?
But why should I completely abandon my innate abilities? Besides, a mop is a weapon not to be underestimated. It's kind of like the Swiss Army knife of cleaning equipment.
I have been to a lot of places, but it wasn't until I arrived on this island that I truly understood the word special.
What?
Don't listen to her. She has a problem with men like us who have extraordinary gifts. As Game Master, I can offer you a great story.
Really? Can I clean up in there too? Really? The best would be if it takes place in a filthy dump where I have to make a heroic effort to clean up. Is there anywhere like that around here?
I have to find the perfect location for the LARP first.
Good. Then let me know.
Over and out. An ancient but there seems to be pieces missing. Hey, Smokey Bear.
Larry Laffer. Redshirt, this is the man I was telling you about, who opened my eyes to the great truth.
Oh, it's an honor. I hope I too may experience an awakening like that.
What have you been up to, Smokey?
Not so loud. They have microphones everywhere. If I'm not careful, they'll track me down again.
Oh, right.
I had to leave New Lost Wages in a hurry because they picked up my scent. They were everywhere. The man on the bus who kept looking at me, the ticket machine was watching me, and then there was this cat. It was in league with them. I then went to Louisiana for a conference on the secret world conspiracy. That's where I learned so many more hidden truths. 111! That's where I also received a flyer for a galactic festival here on this island. There were supposed to be lectures about the aliens who landed here a long time ago and founded a high culture. Supposedly, they hid their profound knowledge about mankind here. A place where you can discover the final insight into yourself.
I heard about that, too.
That's what I'm saying. There must be something to it. Anyway, the festival was a disaster. I don't know who organized it, but nothing worked. But at least I met these other folks who are organizing a LARP. Don't tell them. But I think they actually believe it's just a game. And that's when it's the path to true self-discovery.
Who calls their kid Redshirt?
We didn't want to bother to think one up first, and then have him drop dead anyway.
What?
That's what those two guys over there said. I have no idea what they meant either.
But I'm an important member of the crew. We agreed on that.
I don't understand any of this, but those two seem to know what they're talking about.
My real name is Captain Dickhard.
Whatever. Anyway, we're here for a LARP.
What's supposed to happen in this LARP?
I want to find traces of an ancient civilization. They could be behind the current conspiracy.
And I expect an interstellar adventure. Alien races with whom we can live in peace. A real step forward for mankind. Wisdom and peace.
Earlier, you said something about wanting to kick some alien ass.
For purely dramaturgical reasons, of course. Besides, I'd really like to experience a fistfight against a lizard man, where he shreds my shirt and everyone sees my muscles.
Lizard man? Where? I never should have thrown my old tinfoil hat in the trash. This new one is crap.
Of course, it can't be a first contact, because that would require following a different directive.
Where are the lizard men?
Easy, Smokey, easy. I haven't seen any.
That only means that they're well hidden.
But without a game master, nothing's gonna happen. Those two bozos over there know exactly how this should work.
I could be your game master.
You think this is something for you?
Oh, let him give it a try. As long as I can fight Lizard Man. But we also need the perfect setting. Did you find something?
I have to find the perfect location for the LARP first.
We'll wait here.
See you later. Black belt. How useful. There's a parrot on the package. Especially good with... Dynamite? No. Candles always come in. They look pretty old. I can't change those. I can't. Those... The stone disc fits on there That won't... Better... That's... That won't... Better... Don't... I can't operate it the way it is. The light shines here. That's fine. The stone disc fits on there perfectly. I can't operate it. I can't. That won't happen. The stone disc fits on there perfectly. Now it looks like all the discs are in place. The socket's secure now. Something can be placed. Better not. The socket secure now. The light shines here. The socket's... That's fine, just the... That... Better not. See you later. See you later. I have to get going.